do we want to start with the questions they had, or do we want to start with what we wanted to talk about first and then go over questions?
I say we cover what we wanted to cover first.
Okay. So let's chat about that. Okay. First things first. I don't know what you guys have seen out there or what you know, but there's been all of this riffraff within the network with volume and with challenge packs and Success Club, and there's all this stuff. Yeah, this is for diamonds and above, Renee. And so I know some of my coaches, and that's within the roundtable. So that's a 5-star and above group. So usually it stays pretty isolated, but then stuff starts to kind of leak out. Some of the leaders did like a call on volume, and they're on like the far extreme end where they're like almost like screw challenge packs, Success Club is of the devil. Like they're very extreme on one end, and then there's like the other extreme, and like the network's just trying to find like the happy place of how to leverage the complete solution while building volume, while helping your coaches make it great income, while like there's a sweet spot. And so there are some, it's good when people bring stuff up because it does bring weak areas to light, and it's a really positive thing that we can talk about those things and find solutions for them. And especially being on CAB, like it's been so rad seeing how the corporate team and from the tippy top, from Carl and the CEO down, how much they truly care and listen. And so when people do bring struggles to light, or they bring problems or whatever, they're like all hands on deck. Like, let's figure this out. Let's just figure out what's going on and find a solution for it. What the network doesn't hear is there's so many loops and so many things that they have to jump through, and things on their end that they have stipulations in place, and they have the FTC stuff that they can't do certain things. And there's just so many different things. So on CAB, we like try to find that happy place between both sides. And so it's just been really cool. But what I wanted to share was, because I'm sure you guys, who follows Kate Schultz or whatever her name is, Schultes, did you see her bod post where she was like, for the first time ever, I'm doing a 48-hour sale on quarterly bod, blah, blah. So that stemmed from just start people with something. So there's been this like challenge pack or die mindset for so long, because that's how you get Success Club points. And that really is the best solution for people. And it's the best bang for their buck and the best value. But at the same time, it's okay to help people with something other than a challenge pack. When you're not getting Success Club points, you're still helping them. You're still getting them started and whatever. So it's kind of just shifting our mindset to, yes, lead with a challenge pack, absolutely, but understand the product line enough that you can then step down and say, okay, well, let's start you with this. Let's at least get you plugged into my group. Let's get you started with this program on quarterly bod with a sample pack of Shakeology and a sample pack of Energize. Like, let's give you all the goods in snippety snippets so that you can fall in love and start to get results. And then they will invest at some point, because they'll be like, duh, I want to have this in my life forever. But I think so many people are missing out on incredible people to help because it's challenge pack or nothing. And then we just miss all those opportunities to help, right? So from the top down on our team, we really want to get that message across. Like, Success Club is still the foundation of your business. It is still essential. It is still a non-negotiable, but it is also okay to have a pack isn't going to work for you right now. Let's see what does. What is your budget like? Where are you at with this? How much can you invest in yourself? And how can we at least get you started with something this month? And honestly, if you guys think about how many conversations you have with people who are interested, who have goals, and then for some reason don't get a pack, they can't afford it, it's not the right time, they have travel coming up, they use excuses. How many extra people could you be helping right now if you're like, okay, I get a pack, won't work for you, let's figure out what will. Could you do $40 for 3 months? Like, could you get started? And that doesn't even start right now. Like, in 2 weeks, you'll be billed $40. Like, could you get started with that? I really want to help you. I really want to get you moving in the right direction. Could we start with that and then see how it goes? How many more people could we have in our groups? getting results, falling in love with the community, seeing what this is all about. And it was interesting because while I fully believe in challenge packs and will lead with that 100% because that is the best way to start, you guys have to understand too what builds income and what builds the residual side is retention. It is not starts. You get a commission, which is woohoo, but it's the people staying on Shakeology, the people staying on Performance Lane, the people branching out and using beach bars and power greens and refresh and all of the things that we have to help people. That's where you grow your income. So if you're a one-hit wonder and you only sell one thing and you only talk about one thing and you only train your team on one thing, then they're missing the boat on so many other income producing products, right? So I think too, focusing on, like I've had this conversation with multiple coaches. I'll be like, okay, so-and-so's going inactive. Like, what's the game plan? Oh, she says she has like 8 bags of Shakeology, so she's canceling. I'm like, okay, 1, why? Why is she not drinking her shakes? And 2, why is she stocking up and not branching out and trying new things? Like, duh, that's so silly. So make sure that we're not in your challenge groups, on your team, you're talking about different things. You're doing, maybe do like a product of the month or a product of the week. Just share snippets of what you're using. It makes the world of a difference, I promise. So making sure that you're doing that so when someone does cancel Shakeology, they're not canceling and quitting. They're canceling and getting something else. They're switching, okay? You should, and that's what I try and tell my new coaches. I'm like, okay, you're a CEO. This is your business. You don't cancel your crap. You switch it to something else because being on HD is part of your job. That is part of your job. It is a Success Club non-negotiable qualification. There should never be a month that you cancel any of your crap. You simply switch it. So that's got to be a mindset that we also have with our customers because if they're truly here to get results and to feel better, how many tools do we have in our tool belt to help them feel better in so many different ways? And 98% of us are one-hit wonders with Shakeology. Okay, maybe 90%. Because some of you are figuring out Performance Line is really legit, beach bars are yummy, the 3-day refresh is rad. Like, use all the things that we have. So really focusing on retention, that's going to be huge for your income, you guys. If you feel like my weak leg's not growing and I haven't seen income growth, dude, it is not about bringing on new people and increasing your numbers and becoming Ashley Smith. That would be really rad if we could all become Ashley Smith and hit over 100 Success Club. But I will never hit over 100 Success Club. I'm sorry. And guess what? I've built $1 million business in 4 years, hitting like Success Club 30 to 50 and sometimes 20. So like, it's not about the starts. It's about the starts and helping people stick around and then helping them duplicate that. That is where you really will see your income grow. So we wanted to talk about that in case, I know lots of you guys some of you have seen that volume video and we're like, what are we doing? Is this what we're supposed to be doing now? I'm like, no. They're like the far extremists. They have good intentions, but they just like really take it to the next level and it's kind of like a mob mentality. And I'm like, okay, you guys need to like reel it in a little bit. Reel it in. You're freaking me out. So we don't need to like be afraid of those things, but there is a better way to build the business. And absolutely, we need to be mindful of our volume. Absolutely, we need to be mindful of what's going on our weak leg and how to leverage the comp plan and how to understand placement strategy, because there's no point in building mindlessly and making no money and then being like, this isn't working. No, you're just not doing it correctly. Like, there is a way to build the business and you guys have to understand it. So if you're not taking advantage of that 2-star group where we're like diving deep into some of those building strategies and understanding the comp plan and things, you guys have to step it up as the CEO of your business and really learn that stuff. Okay. What's next? What else do we want to talk about?
Can I just mention real quick, like we
Yeah.
mentioned on our mastermind today that Melissa with corporate, like, and I loved how they just worded it like, you still lead with the challenge pack, like Micah said, but then you down sell instead of upsell, you downsell, like she said. So literally help them wherever they're at. And then I was thinking, like, I really suck at the following up and the retention part. Like, I kind of get them started and I focus on my coaches and I'm like, but if I got someone started where they were, which I will always put Success Club 10 is always non-negotiable. But if I got people started where they were and put them through my second and my husband's account, can you imagine the volume from that? But then think of next month when I check in on them, like, how's it going? I can guarantee you they're going to need a nutrition plan. And if I'm like, okay, let's get you a nutrition plan, or are you struggling with cravings? That's why I love She Called. Like, it's just going to open up that retention so much more, because we know the challenge pack is the complete solution, and maybe they need to buy it in bits and pieces for them to realize that. Like, there are some people who are just straight up stubborn that think, no, I just want to work out and I'm going to lose weight. And you're going to talk to them and they're going to be like, I'm not losing weight and I'm super frustrated. I'm like, yeah, that's why the meal plan's important. That's why I wanted to do a challenge pack. So like, just think of like game plan long-term of how getting them back to the complete solution at some point will happen if you start them at something. And I think a lot of people are slipping through the cracks because we're like, oh, you can't get it right now. Okay, we'll talk to you later. And then I message them for happy birthday and I'm like, oh, I have not talked to you for like 6 months and you were interested but couldn't do it that month. Like, what if I had just downsold at that time? Like, okay, let's just get you started with the free trial. In 2 weeks, you'll be billed if you love it, and we can go from there and follow up next month. So like, it really is like, not swinging the pendulum clear to the opposite. Like, let's be like right in the middle. So I don't think it needs to be an all or nothing. And I don't want people to take that as start at the bottom and try to work up to a challenge pack. Like, no, that's still the best value. That's still where they're going to get everything they need. And then you downsell or upsell depending on their needs.
Yes. Any questions about that stuff, you guys, or anything you guys want to say? Y'all are talkative. Wow. Nothing? Nada. Something came up in my brain when you were talking, but now I don't remember what it was. I'll think about it. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention nothing's set in stone yet, but they are in the process of looking at Success Club and making some adjustments. So we're looking at incorporating some volume base, like we don't know yet, but like maybe like every 500 PV of HD outside of challenge packs, like just Energize, just Beach Bar, just green, something else, like a combination of volume would equal a PV or a success per point. Or we're also looking at retention points. So like a cumulative amount of within their next three months after their challenge pack order, if you cumulatively, yes I do, accrue certain amounts of PV from your customers, then you would earn a successful point based off of retention, like stuff like that, because that has to be a focus. And that's completely getting missed right now because everyone's so stressed about new people starting and new people starting. I just want to have it just in case, okay? Okay, take it, go. So yeah, that's gonna be good. So that's in the works. I don't know when it'll happen or what it'll look like, but just so you guys are aware, that is something we're talking about with corporate. So that would be awesome. Kelsey said IG flow for the coach info page. Okay. That's a great topic. So let's chat info page really quick. If you guys haven't created your own IG info page yet, you need to, okay? It just is like simplifying recruiting like never before. And it is so effective. So yesterday, Kelsey was like, hey, are you messaging all your people? And I was like, no, but I need to. And so what I'm finding is I was in my brain, I'm like, okay, if they're opting, like, so I've just been sliding in the handle to my Instagram, like coach info page, into my stories and into posts. So when people request to join, they are intentionally requesting to join because it's private. So they're either one of our coaches on our downline or there's someone that's interested. So I was like, okay, they're clearly there. They know why they're there. They're going to go through the information. And I had people reach out and be like, sweet, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. So I was like, okay, they'll reach out. Well, then when Kelsey brought that up, I was like, okay, I need to reach out to all of them because I haven't. And when I was like, hey girl, just want to check in, see what you thought. Did you have any questions you want to chat about? I sent that to all of the people. And some of the things I was getting back was, oh, where do I get the info? And I was like, what? Like, you're on an info page. Go through the post. And they're like, oh, okay, awesome. So then I was like, okay, duh. So I need to reach out. The second that they request to follow, I accept them. I'm going to shoot them a message. And it's just going to say like, hey girl, I'm super pumped for you to get all this info. Like, have you been interested in coaching for a while, or what got you, like, how did you get here? Something like that, that just starts a conversation, gets me chatting with them. And then I can lead them a little bit and be like, hey girl, start at the bottom, work your way up, go through the info. I'm super pumped to talk to you about it. You'll find everything you need here. Let's chat when you're done. So that's going to be my flow. And then I will just, they're there forever until they unfollow. So then I can just request or like follow up and check in with them. So that's going to be what I do. What are you guys doing that are doing this already? Do you guys have something?
I'm doing the same thing as far as like sending them an initial message, and mine just says, hey girl, I'm so excited for you to see what I do as a coach, how it all works, and why it's basically the best thing ever. Start at the bottom post and work your way through them and let me know what questions you have for me. Like, for real, don't hesitate to ask me anything, because I want to make sure you understand it so you can join me on this journey if it's a good fit for you. So like, it's not really ending with a question, but then I'll follow back up and just be like, hey, were you able to look through it? So that's what I'm sending so they understand too, because I figured some people wouldn't get it.
Yeah. So Renee, you have to have like another email or something. Isn't it linked to like an email or a phone number when you create a new account? So you simply create a new account and you make the handle, you make a new page, but it's like linked to your same thing. So I didn't know this for like a couple weeks. So when you click on your name, like Renee Parks, you can click on it and it'll drop down to like your other page, and you can switch between pages really easily, and it's super basic. Yeah, Melissa has hers. See at the top? Can you guys see that?
Okay, so if you can put me, hold on. Okay, there we go. So can you see how it's like, there's like a red circle up there? If you click on that, it pulls up all of your different pages. Oh my gosh, sorry. And you can then just toggle between the different Instagram pages that you run. So like I have the Let's Melt, my Fit Crew Coach Life, and then I made Jeff a Traeger Joe's.
Nice.
But I think they'll all just show up if you have other accounts.
Yeah, so it's super, super simple. And yeah, I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? I don't know. But now I'm like, okay, now everyone has to do it. And since I made that template of the post, like that's in the new coach training now. Like that is a new coach can make their own page from the get-go and have a place to funnel people with confidence, share a piece of their story. Like so simple. So if you guys aren't leveraging this, I would highly recommend it for sure. So on mine, I have the post, and then I just have some highlights where I did a highlight of walking them through BOD and just kind of showing them what that looked like. Because some people who haven't done Beachbody are absolutely oblivious to what Beachbody On Demand is, the value, the nutrition plans. So I walk them through some of that in the highlights. I share every single time I sign a new coach. I shout them out in my stories, and I add them to the Fit Boss Babes highlight reel so that people can see new faces coming through and kind of get FOMO. I think I have a day in the life where I just show snippets of like what I'm doing and how I make it work. I don't remember. You can go through there and see it. But yeah, and then anytime I like want to create urgency, I just hop in my stories and I'm like, hey guys, fill in my next 5 spots. If this is something you want to do, blah, blah, blah. Because then it pops up in their feed and they'll come back around and do that. So I created it all until I had like a few posts left. I created the majority of it. And then I started plugging it in my pages and getting people plugged in. And then I finished it off with the final few. But I am just leaving info there and everything is there. It's done. The only stuff that's new is like me going live if I want or doing stories or anything like that. So yeah. Jody, what about when no one clicks the link or requests to join? I've been plugging it often. Well, yeah, you could do a poll. You could, I mean, don't stop inviting to coaching. You would still continue to invite to coaching, continue to do your calls to action, continue to do your polls, continue to do your plug it with the little page. Whenever I do a call to action for coaching, I'm like, check out, and I do the handle, and just, no one requests to join unless I am plugging it and talking about it. And I also have it in my stories or in my bio. In my bio, it says like my crew, and then it has the link to the handle. And just in case they find it there, I just am trying to like put all the places. And I am in my invites when they're like, yeah, I want info. I'd love to check it out. That's where I'm sending them. Like, hey, sweet, this is going to be the simplest way to get it. Just slide on over to here, request to join. It's a private page. I'll get you access. It has all the info. We'll chat when you look through that. So even, it's just like my flow now. I'm just transitioning to that. And actually, I also have, because I have an email list that I'm building for coach prospects so that I can continue to build value and follow up. So I say, go here and put your email in this link, and I'll also send you some info via email, because that's just part of my flow, because I want to collect emails and all that. So that's my new message. But it's just been really simple, and y'all know I love simple. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Jalen said she plugs it every day. I get more requests the more often I post about it, and on the days I show when I'm working, I get the most requests. Awesome.
Yeah, and I think you said this, but even more than just in stories, you also have to tag it in your pictures. I've noticed I get a lot of people requesting to join even when I'm not talking. Like today, I didn't even talk about coaching, but I have been tagging my page in every single picture I post. And people tap that little tag and then they'll go and request to follow. So that's a really good way to plug it without looking weird or like overly talking about it, I guess is what I mean.
That's a really good idea. I like that. Okay, anything else? I don't have that post pulled up of questions. I know some people, I can't remember what you guys asked. Let me pull it up. You guys that are on, do you guys have anything specific that we haven't chatted about yet? I know one of the questions was something about getting your coaches started, like helping them stick around. Honestly, I think that shift between all or nothing, challenge, pack, or die will help new coaches stick around in a big way. If they get little wins earlier and they get celebrated and they feel good about it, they're going to stick around because that feels good, right? So if they, right now, and this is so true, you get a new coach, oh, I just sold BOD. It's not, no Success Club points. Oh, I just sold Energize. No Success Club points. Like they feel like they failed. And if they're focused on just start with something, lead with the pack, build value, step down if they're not ready and start with something. They'll fill their groups with more energy. They'll have more people coming through the door. They'll be able to actually coach people and actually feel what it feels like to make an impact and stick around. So I think even just shifting that little tweak from the top down. I even went through new coach training today and edited some things. I was adding in the Instagram sneak peek. I was adding in the posting calendar. I was tweaking some things about my post in the email sequence when I talk about Success Club. I mentioned and while Success Club is the foundation of your business and it's super important and you want to make it a non-negotiable, start them with something. That is a win. Get people and I mentioned it there because we have to start them earlier, having that mindset shift. So that's going to be coming through more and more and more. So hopefully that will help people. If the business isn't fun and it's stressful all the time and you feel like a failure, why would you stick around? So the more fun you can make it, the more enjoyable, the more fulfilling, the better. And even just how many people will do a free group and they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm having people in there that are getting results from the free clean eating. And it just feels good to make a difference and to have that energy. And when you don't get anyone in the door, you can't experience that. So just really helping those new coaches get that sooner. So that start with something is going to be a huge shift. So make sure that you're just helping them understand, and that's why they need to understand the product catalog. That's why they need to understand all of the solutions they have, and just really gaining confidence with that, because that's going to make a big difference. Good. Melissa said, oh, she's posting some questions. I'm struggling with challengers actually finishing a program. I never had this struggle in the beginning because we all did the same program together, but that's more difficult as you get more people, but I want them to all get results, and I'm not sure what I would change to do better. One thing I'll mention is Cozy mentioned to me the other day that she started, she would do like a monthly gift card or whatever, and she started requiring afterpicks for them to be eligible for that. And she's like, it was crazy to me, the amount of transformations I saw coming through this month because we required that, like huge difference. So that's just something small that you could shift. I encourage my girls to send me their before pics just kind of as an extra layer of accountability. And I found that my girls that do, they show up. They show up and they stick around because they're like, oh shiz, I just sent her my before and I better have a freaking after when we're done with this. And so if you're not doing that, that's one thing you can do. But honestly, I don't know. That's just hard. You can't make people show up for themselves. That's also why I always start my girls with 21-day fix, because 21 days is a lot easier than 80. So I feel like if someone can commit to 3 weeks and get results and feel that feeling of committing to something, they're going to feel good. But man, MM100, that's going to bring out the ballers, because the people that do stick around, they're going to make some bad A coaches. So just remember that, like, the more you can get your challengers to get results and to really create new habits and create that morning routine and create those mindset shifts, those are your coach rock stars right there. So we have a huge opportunity to grow these next few months. Anything else you guys want to say about that? Does anyone have any tips that they've found works best for them? Nada.
Well, I do kind of have a question. So, I guess the question is just with the elite points and getting people to, sell a challenge pack in the first, get a success club point in the first 31 days. If, I don't know, how do we transition them from like, maybe they don't sell a challenge pack right away and then into that still within that 30-day time frame? Does that make sense? Because I love that idea, and I feel like there's been so much missed out on people being excited about having actually done something volume-wise, even though it wasn't points. But is there a way to, I don't know, still have them pumped up before that 30 days is done to keep pushing for a challenge pack?
Well, I mean, I personally have actually had a lot of success the past couple months with my new coaches getting at least 1 point on the board. And I'm like, go find a friend. Go find a friend or family member to do the challenge with you. And I'm not being like, get through the training, understand all the things, know how to do this, and then go invite someone. Like from the get-go, they sign up and I'm like, go find someone to do the challenge with you and start in the same way you started, because they're all starting with the challenge pack. So just simplifying that process. I don't know. Like, I think that I had 6 or 7 of my new coaches last month at least get 1 point on the board, multiple 2. I think a couple of them ended at 4. And then a couple of them hit success clubs. So I think it's just simplifying it and kind of setting that expectation, like, just go find someone to do this with you. I think people just make it too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
What else, you guys? Yeah, Kennedy, it's not a food tracker. I think it has it like references, go track your food in whatever. So you don't track all the things there. So you'll still either use the app or use your workbook, whatever program you're doing. And then it's more mindset, intention, just showing up for yourself and committing to being your best or whatever. So it's just kind of quick, but it's solid and it's cute. Okay, anything else? We talked about that one already, so That's good. Nothing? All good in the hood? Anna, do you want to share what you're doing? Because your team is just blowing up. What are you doing with your girls?
I'm showing up.
Huh, imagine that.
I don't know. I just breathing that belief into them that like they don't have to wait 18 months to hit diamond. Like it's not like this big scary like hard thing. It's just like put your head down and run. And I don't know, I work with Lauren and Jerica, and just kind of the three of us together have some good energy. So finding success partners is crucial because that's legit. I don't know. Jerica, what am I doing? Lauren?
I was going to say, one thing I think that has helped Anna's team is she had one girl who just believed all the things that she told her to do, and she went and did them, and she hit diamond really quick. So they saw Julia go and hit diamond. Julia breathed that belief into her coach, Beth. So Beth, in a few weeks, went and hit diamond. And then all of a sudden, it's like all these people see diamond as just not that hard. And it's not that hard, but when you're alone and you don't see other people doing it like right next to you, it seems harder than it is. So they saw all these people going and just doing it, and they're like, well, what the heck? I'm just going to go do it. And I really think, like Anna said, it's just helping them see like, this is easy. You can do this, and it's not hard. And so they're just going and doing it. It's really that simple. And it seems like there should be a more complicated answer, but I really feel like Anna's like flipped this switch with all of her girls, and they're like, all right, like, let's just go do it. Let's just go hit diamond.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Yep. Thanks.
So fun. Okay. Kelsey, on team calls, what are you asking? Like the Success Club partners? Is that what you're asking? Breathing positive vibes. Oh, probably all day, every day. In threads, on our calls, in her team page.
Did she ask me? I'm sorry, we're packing for Lake Powell. Did she ask what I'm doing?
Yeah, she said, yeah, where are you breathing positive vibes? I guess.
Yeah, just all over the place. Like, well, and Kelsey, like, I would just call them out in a nice way to say, like, do you want to be, I split my threads up. Hold on, all my kids. I split up my threads to, like, I have my builders. Nobody can see me. We're doing all the things right now. Like, I have my girls that are shooting for emerald, and then I have my girls going for diamond, and then I have my leaders that are going for star diamond. And so we're talking about different things. And so that's why finding success partners at the beginning is so important, because you have like 2 people you're working with. So it's really hard to split them up when they're maybe on completely different levels. And so the 3 of us work together. And so we each have a couple girls going for emerald, a couple girls going for diamond, a couple girls going for star diamond. And then it makes it easier for them to answer each other's questions. And then they start feeling like leaders because they're answering each other's questions. And so like asking one of your girls, like, hey, can you help my new coach? Cause I'm busy today, or like putting it in their hands. And so they've got to come up with the answers. We've started, what do we say? GTS, Google that shiz. We tell it to, or like to all of our girls, like, you find your own answer. And like, that really, and not just like, but that really helps like them feel confident, because they have to go look up the answer. I remember Melissa did that to me once, and never again did I ask her a question, because I was like, okay, I can figure it out. And she has like 85 people asking her every single day, like, how do I sign into the back office? So it helps them feel comfortable in what they're doing, even if it's just like looking up an FAQ. It's not that hard. This business isn't hard, but it's like people want the easy, which is like, can you tell me the answer to this question? Or when they have to go find the answer, or they have to do the work, then that's where like their confidence and belief in themselves comes from. So just like not holding their hand or dragging them, but just like believing in them, saying like, girlfriend, you can hit emerald, you can do all the things. Like if I can do it, oh my gosh, if I can do it, anyone can do it, because I'm a hot mess.
Okay, so the question, or maybe the dilemma I'm having. So I somehow lucked on like 3 solid challengers in the beginning of this month. Like day 1, they're posting on Instagram. Week 1, they shared their transformations on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, y'all are wanting to coach. Like what? And it's been really awesome, but I'm so scared to put them in my thread because I only have 1 diamond and the other girls are working on emerald. No, they're not. And I've put other girls that come in there like that, and they suck the life out of them. I have one girl right now that she is like trying to survive. She's like, oh guys, I'm inviting these many people, and I'm like rocking on, but like the other ones get on there like, oh, I can't work out today, I just really don't feel like it, and like they're just sucking the life out of my good coaches. Any advice on like, should I split them up even though they're not rank difference, or?
I personally have a mentor thread. So I had me and my leaders, and I took 5 and my leaders took 2 or 3, and we're in this thread together, but we made them plead their case of why they needed to be in our mentorship. So like they had to earn their spot, and it's totally different when you have people who are showing up, no excuses, to stay in this mentor thread. They have to post their tracker and fill out 100% of the boxes 5 of the 7 days. And that's all that takes to really grow this business, but no one does that consistently. And it's totally different than my regular thread where everybody's like, wah, wah. So I personally love it because the energy is way different. Even if it's a smaller, whatever, it's a mentorship, they'll feel more exclusive one-on-one. So I personally love that because then I don't get frustrated because I'm like, this is my working thread and it's okay, they're doing their thing. And then I have my mentor thread that like I can give them more tough love. I can be harder on them, and they love it because they know that's what they signed up for. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, awesome. And so what did you say to him, like in your message thread before you split them up? Because that's what I'm trying. Like I've tried to talk to him like 3 times today. I can see you guys are reading my message. They're supposed to be like running their own group, which I didn't. They were super excited about that. I didn't even tell them to do that. And then I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they
just create a new thread with the people you want. You don't even need to tell the other people. Like it doesn't matter. If they're ignoring you anyway, who cares?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Anything else, you guys? No. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, definitely get on board with MM100. Go all in, you guys. If you're a diamond, you should be at least 1-star qual by the end of by the end of July with the MM100 launch. At least. If you're 1-star, you should be at least 2-star qual. If you get the point, right? Like there's no reason why you can't help all the people with this program. It is so good. So good. Like I can't even wait for you guys to get your hands on it. I thought I'd be super sick of a program after 100 days. And then the thought of doing a round 2 once it actually launched, I was like, bleh. But guys, I'm not sick of it at all. Like I'm so excited every single day for the workout. I can't wait to do a round 2 with everyone. It's just going to be incredible. So just like use this to light it up and to really up the ante on your business because it's so good. Melissa, can I just ask why there aren't a shiz ton of more diamonds on tonight? Yeah, well, they're probably sleeping.
I was just thinking, you have like 50 yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we need to make sure they're on these calls. It's like once a month. I guess this is the once a week call.
This is the once a week call. Yeah, I know Minerva would be here, but her mom's sick, so she's with her. I don't know where everyone else is.
I was just thinking about No, they're my favorite calls too. You guys are all my favorite people.
Megan, I just love your baby. I miss the newborn face.
Oh, I was going to ask Maria how she is.
Yeah, is she? Oh, she's hiding. She's healing up.
No, I want to see how Maria is doing. Where are you?
I don't mean to be hiding. I just
good.
It could be better, but I'm doing what I can. It's the gas. It's like it's stuck, literally stuck in my body, and it won't leave.
Oh my gosh.
So until that happens in the next like 2 more days, I think it's just gonna be the way it is, and then it'll get better.
I've heard that is painful.
Yeah, I've never had a C-section, so like all these amazing C-section moms, they're like, the gas, and I'm like, what is this? It's bad. But we'll get there. I just hope that I could start working out. That's all I want to do.
Oh, Becca said gas X, simethicone. How do you say that?
You said it pretty good.
Simethicone?
Yeah, I'm taking it. It'll work eventually.
Like I'm on it.
Thank you.
And Shireen is on it like a boss.
Yep.
She's healing too, one-handed.
What happened?
She had surgery. She hurt herself on the surfing thing at the retreat.
Oh my gosh, you did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it makes for a really good story. Like
Terrible.
I tore my biceps tendon while I was surfing. Yeah.
No
Just because I'm a bad A. That's fine.
way.
Oh, I know. That's so bad.
Did they just reattached it or what?
Yeah, it was torn at the labrum, so I had a biceps tendon reattached lower, a labrum, and a torn rotator cuff all fixed. So, yeah. So I'm just hoping to get out of this sling in 2 weeks and be able to start lifting something besides my hand.
Yeah, no fun. Okay, ladies, if there's nothing else, we'll let you go chill with your families. I'm trying to think. It's the 13th. Are you guys staying up to date in the 2-star group? No. Okay. Those are really good. Like, really good. And I know it's not a super like engaged group. You don't have to check in. Like if you want to be eligible for the gift cards you have to report your new coaches. But the content in there is worth making a priority. It's 2 a week. So I would fit those into some point of your week, get those done every week. I feel like you guys hear from us, you hear from me, Melissa, and Jalen, and Ashley, and we know what we're talking about, but it's just good to get an outside perspective, to hear how other leaders are doing things, to hear different concepts, it's just a really positive. Like we have a 15-star mastermind every single week. And every single week I walk away with something where I'm like, I never thought about that. I have never done it like this. That's really interesting. I need to think about this. It just keeps you thinking. It keeps you learning. It keeps you growing. It keeps you evolving. So, I mean, a group of how many superstar diamonds that know the freaking shiz out of this business, like if you're not soaking it up, then that's on you. And I got nothing to do with it. So make sure that you leverage it because it's been super solid. Yeah, Shireen said she's listened to everything, or everything she's listened to, she's loved so far. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, well, we will let you guys go. We'll share this recording in the leader page, and let's just rock these last couple weeks. Get your teams on board with MM100. It's going to be like dynamite. So let's make sure that we make the most of it, okay? All right.